So this week I'm looking at adding some Berserks to my Leagues of Votann force, the Pan-Hylaxian aggregates. But the only problem is, I don't really like how these Berserks look as they come out of the box. Now don't get me wrong, space dwarves from space with giant hammers and axes is cool, but I really prefer these. The Ironhead Squat Prospectors from Necromunda, they just seem like such a good fit for the Leagues of Votann style. And with their weird little helmets, I can make them look like robots. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to need both kits and the Chthonian Berserks, which is a really strange name, Chthonian, because that's where, Chthonian is where Horus is from. Sorry, that was actually a bit of a defeated sigh there, because Games Workshop writing is... Yeah. Anyway, we're not going to need too much from this kit, and I'll explain why in just a second. The things we're definitely going to need, though, are the plasma axes, the grenade launcher, and some concussion fists, because they sound pretty cool. The issue we have with having an easy conversion, like using the legs and attaching these squat prospectors' torsos to the top, is that the torsos and legs are basically moulded together on a vast majority of these models. So I basically have to decide which body I prefer, and I'm going to be honest, it's the prospectors, so let's open them up and have a look at how they come. The important bit about this kit, aside from the wealth of options that we have, is that the bodies are basically monopose as well, so the legs are only going to attach to certain bodies, so our kit bashing options with the Berserk kit are fairly limited, basically to the arms, so we're going to have to get a little bit creative here to make them look different. So starting simple, we're going to use the Charter Master, who's helpfully already holding a two-handed weapon. So we're going to grab him and just do an easy blade swap. I glued the body together, it was a nice easy 4 parts, and helpfully it stands up by itself. I also love these heads, these chunky lunar miner helmets. They just kind of thunk into the neck slot, and it's really strangely satisfying. Even more helpfully in this kit is that the hammer hand here, which has one arm on it, doesn't come with a hammerhead. The hammerhead is attached separately, so for kit bashing it's even easier. We only have to cut down one weapon. Speaking of which, I grabbed a plasma axe from the Berserks kit and cut off the head. I also had to do a little bit of surgery here and shave down the hand that's in the middle of the weapon. It's a bit of a strange way to hold an axe, but so be it. After that, it was really simple, just glue the two together. It's a very light axe head, so I didn't even need to pin it at this point, especially as it's not being held at a weird angle, it's being held straight vertically. We add on the stock Power Fist hand thing that he's not actually going to use in game but does look very cool, and this guy's basically done apart from his backpack, which we just assembled as per the instructions. I wondered what the Berserk stim stuff would look like if I attached it, but I couldn't find a good way to actually attach it to the backpack and make it look organic, so I got rid of it. Anyway, first guy down, let's move on to the next one. Built up the next body as per the instructions and added these cool little pouches that come in the kit. I love these, it definitely looks like they're going around nicking stuff off of void ships or just mining. It absolutely suits the Leagues of Votann, and I really wish they'd gone this route for some of the other kits. Now hopefully it's not too much of a leap to assume you have some Hearthkin stuff lying around from the main Leagues of Votann set. Grab this left hand Power Fist ready for some twin concussion gauntlets. Now when I dry fitted I saw there was a large gap, so I grabbed one of these spare arms from the Prospector kit, I think it's from one of the cannons, and just cut it down to fill in that large body cavity. I After a bit of adjusting and back and forth, I managed to attach the arm quite nicely. I would advise not touching this for a little while afterwards because the weird joins meant that it really didn't want to stick initially. But give it half an hour and it'll be good to go. For the other arm, I went to the Berserk kit and grabbed the right hand power fist, as this is the only place I could find one. Now the reason I didn't use the left hand from here is because it has a large muscly arm attached, which isn't particularly useful for this void-sparing, void-armoured little man thing. So whilst the left arm from the Hearthkin set saved us a bunch of time, we aren't so lucky with the right-handed power fist. So we need to cut off this muscled bicep here and make it armoured. Chopping that away, I grabbed a pistol arm from the Hearthkin set that was kind of bent in such a way that made it look like he was punching somebody with it, or at least holding it into the sky so the fist didn't look odd when paired with the other one. And then it was a simple matter of cutting off enough plastic that these two could be grafted together nicely. As for attaching, it was a rinse and repeat using a spare arm to fill in the gaps and making sure the cabling ran nicely into the backpack. Our twin concussion gauntlet wielding dwarf man is ready to go, and we just have to attach him to the base and move on to the next one. Another body complete, and we can go straight into the actual conversion part. Grabbing another heavy plasma axe, I did toy with the idea of making a two-handed pose, but the arms and proportions just don't really work kit bashing these two, so one-handed is definitely the way to go. Especially with how, I don't know, squat these guys look. Seriously, their width really lends itself to one-handed weapons anyway. I don't think they can really cross their arms across their bodies. Anyway, I grabbed yet another spare arm from the set. You can choose any one you like. I chose one that was slightly reaching out and grafted the hand from the Berserk kit onto his glove. Their gloves taper off quite nicely to quite small little hands, so this doesn't look too odd when they're all together. Keeping it simple, I made sure he had a wristwatch on his right hand just for something to look at, and then it doesn't look so odd that he's holding his axe kind of at ease. Third guy complete, and now on to my favourite model of the entire kit, the Mole Grenade Launcher. This is actually a really easy conversion because they have these cool machine gun things that are hanging about inside the kit. So it's a very simple job of just using the arms and gun that already exist and kit bashing a few of the grenade launcher bits onto it. Cutting out all the relevant parts, I cut the muzzle off of the gun that comes from the Prospector kit. I also cut off the little optic and barrel from the Mole Grenade Launcher from the Berserk kit. Make sure you drill out your barrels. And it was a very simple job once they were cleaned up just to splice these two together, attach the arms and attach it to the body. Easy peasy. Little gunner complete, I assembled the Ironkin assistant that we all know and love exactly as he came in the box and stuck him on the same base. I love the little Ironkin, they are absolutely tip-top. Once he was built up, I attached him to the base and the Mole Grenade Launcher set was complete. The final conversion was another really easy one. I took a heavy plasma axe and cut the hand out completely from the middle. No shaving this time. I then took another one of those wristwatch hands and tried to see if the hand would fit in between the axe, and it would with a little bit of shaving. I also decided that I had to rotate the wrist, otherwise he'd be holding the hand and the axe across his body in a very strange angle. This was an easy job with a quick slice, a quick clean up and a quick rotate, and then I reattached the axe. It was all quick. His axe attached, I decided on a pistol hand for his spare arm. These guys don't have any guns, but I think it's a cool look, so I went for it. He's holding it up like a little cowboy. And with that, our conversion of the Berserks is complete. Now we've got a little combat unit that's going out to do mining and stuff, and not just stab things for the sake of it. So I'm much happier, and I'm actually going to use them now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've been Sam. See you next time.